I have multiple parallels in everything I do. I have multiple meanings in all of my songs. There's the literal one, there's the not so literal one. And so this, I think I would say it's informed primarily from my studies in spiritual studies. I think it's a combination of your genetic, structure and what you inherit from your family line, combined with and then all that is like a portal, which would determine how you process events that happen in your life. Because, for example, a brother and sister from the same family may be very different. So, obviously, there are deviations in the baby when it's being conceived, when it's in the womb, and there's the variations in the structure. And so that combined with, the incidents that happen in one's life, I think leads to the personality.
Yes, I totally agree.
Absolutely.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I would say a mix of different factors. From your family to the people you meet in your life,
the choices.
The choices you take, a lot of different factors and mixed together that helps you growing and becoming who you are. So.
And build your personality, and something that is never. I think there's something that you will keep on searching and on building throughout all your life. It's not something that you reach and then you're done. But I think it's a constant.
But also in some people there's the quest for that, like they're still seeking, they're still open-minded, and I think maybe that's what we share. And I think that a lot of people in creative fields possibly share this, whether they're musicians or writers or artists. I mean, I think there's kind of not satisfied with perhaps the status quo, and willing to put yourself outside the class system, because I think that, as maybe it sounds pretentious, but I think that artists are classless. I don't think that they're middle class, low class, or high class. I think they're in their own class, and that involves a certain dissatisfaction and constantly asking questions. To me, the solution is to always be asking questions, and to constantly think that you're completely dumb, you're ignorant. You keep looking. You don't know anything really, and you have to kind of keep kicking yourself to be open-minded, and which I do all the time. I'm always reprimanding myself for looking for a comfort zone, and then realizing I need to push that comfort zone away. Suffering is actually good. I mean, an expression is stay hungry. And stay hungry is very important for growth, in my opinion.
Can you imagine the situation when you have all answers?
Even the Dalai Lama doesn't have all the answers. He says he's a simple Buddhist monk. So, and one of my best friends is a Roman Catholic priest, and he doesn't have all the answers. So, I mean, I think that, and also the less that you talk, claiming you know things, the less that you do that, probably the smarter you actually are, the more wisdom you actually have.
Accepting the suffering, accepting the pain as part of life, accepting sadness as part of life, accepting the old scale. Not looking for happiness doesn't mean escaping sadness. The two things don't coexist. I think as Jarboe also said, I think that there's kind of like a sense of void that pushes you to look for more, and the fact that you don't take anything for granted helps to just go on.
Accepting that, enjoy embracing that, and learn from that, or try to do that. I mean, it's not a solution.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, in the face of adversity, just a sense of humility. I think the biggest thing was, willing to be vulnerable and to be experiencing humility. And it was something actual Michael Jarboe said to me, which was, something about the vulnerability, the power of being vulnerable, and instead of, the weakness of it, the power of being vulnerable. Because you're stronger when you are vulnerable and when you are in a place of kind of humility and openness. And it really helps you get through all the ups and downs of one's life, with the pain of not, the people that you don't know, and also your own family, of all of the death and tragedy and illness and accidents that will happen. It's like, that's to me the key, to be willing to be vulnerable and accept that instead of being rigid. Because then when you're rigid, it's impossible, because you're not going to solve it. You're not going to make it be different, because that's what life is. And that's kind of the way that I perceive this, always being kind of vulnerable and humble, and not really having any answers. You just keep on trying to be grounded by questioning. Is kind of what I would say. And I wanted to say the quote was, it's actually a strength to be willing to be vulnerable. And that's on my album Anhedoniac, and it's actually a recording of Michael saying that. And so, it's a strength to be willing to be vulnerable. And that's kind of been it's a guiding force, really, for me, is that idea. Well, lack of expectations about what's going to happen, because if you expect things to be a certain way, you're going to be disappointed. So you have to be open-minded, or you're going to be disappointed, because it's not going to play out the way you want it to, would be what I would say. Even if you have all the money and power in the world, you have to be, accept the unexpected. So to be happy, you're having less expectations about what happiness is, and what the Dalai Lama has said the purpose of life is to be happy, but he's not talking about a big smile and whistling a happy tune. He's talking about something bigger.
Can be.
And also in a society or in a culture, old rules die, like the old ideas, take time to die and go away. I can state that about my country. It's like, there's progress and then there's a setback. And so, there's a group of us looking forward to returning to progress, because suddenly we feel we've taken a step back. So I think that, perhaps sometimes certain ideas take time to change, even if they change and then they return, would be, and that's only me speaking for the United States, that's my opinion, that maybe they take time. So yeah, so things just, you have to be patient, and things take time to because I'm interpreting all your questions from the situation that we deal with in my country right now. So I'm looking at it that way. Yeah. Freedom means to have, for me, it would mean to express myself freely through my work without anything stopping me, and to express that in a creative way per project I'm doing without any censorship whatsoever. And that is what I value the most as an artist, or as a creative person, is the idea that I can do what I really want to say without anything stopping me. And I think I've done it repeatedly. And so that is my idea of my own purpose, and to find what that purpose is in life is a very, that's a goal for me. And I decided years ago that my purpose in life is I'm a service provider. A a service provider means that you're doing work that people find some kind of solace from, or some kind of internal, connection to, and it's not entertainment to them. It's more personal, and so that's why I'm happy in the role of doing that, because I feel like that's my reason I was born, is to do that.
Is the shore